A closer look now at incoming White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, who you probably have heard of, and incoming senior counselor and strategist to the president, Steve Bannon, who you may not have. Here's Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen.
I know the best people. I know the best managers.
Given Donald Trump's frequent promises to lure the best to work for him and the billionaire's reputation as a savvy, if harsh, judge of personnel,
You're fired.
His first hires as president-elect reflect distinct managerial instincts. In choosing Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus as White House Chief of Staff, Mr. Trump tapped the ultimate Beltway insider, whose mastery of electioneering helped win the White House and whose relationships with lawmakers will prove critical to the Trump legislative agenda.
He brings people together. He gets them to buy in on that shared vision and brings out the best in people to get successful things done.
But Mr. Trump created a co-equal position for Steve Bannon, the campaign CEO appointed chief strategist and senior counselor in the White House. A former naval officer, Bannon brought managerial discipline to the campaign, but under his leadership, the conservative website Breitbart appealed to the alt-right with headlines that demeaned Weekly Standard editor Bill Kristol as a, quote, renegade Jew, and advanced notions like birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
Breitbart does give me a real pause about sometimes they're going well beyond accepted norms.
Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid said through an aide, President-elect Trump's choice of Steve Bannon as his top aide signals that white supremacists will be represented at the highest levels in Trump's White House. Dispatched to defend Bannon was his new co-equal.
So I haven't seen any of these things that people are crying out about. But look, it's a good team. It works, and I think if people saw the last few months in the campaign, it worked very well.
Despite such assurances, West Wing veterans and students of its workings predicted trouble between two such different men and warned against the creation of rival power centers at the dawn of a presidency.
Donald Trump got elected with a pretty broad coalition of perspectives and views around the country. So all of that needs to be reflected in the White House. But I think the White House runs well only if there is one chief of staff clearly in charge.
Chris Whipple interviewed all the living chiefs of staff for his forthcoming book, The Gatekeepers, How the White House Chiefs of Staff Define Every Presidency.
From Watergate to Iran-Contra to the war in Iraq to the rollout of Obamacare, the chief of staff really makes a difference between success and failure. And so one of the critical things is not only who becomes chief, but whether that chief is empowered to, among other things, be the honest broker of information and to speak truth to power.
Another point of potential conflict between Mr. Priebus and Bannon is House Speaker Paul Ryan. A fellow Wisconsinite, Priebus is among Ryan's closest friends in politics. At Breitbart, however, Bannon championed Ryan's primary challenger. Brett?
James, thank you. More on this with the panel. So what do you think of the Priebus and Bannon hires, how it's playing? Let me know on Twitter at Brett Baier. You can use the hashtag special report or on Facebook at facebook.com/BrettBaierSR.